right, good morning, you guys. Welcome in. Welcome to Wednesday. How are you? Today we have Pathfinders. I'm going to go deeper into helping you accelerate your spiritual awakening. I'm going to talk about a few different things. I've been talking about a couple of practices, so I'm going to share more with you today in Pathfinders about accelerating is the right term, but like we are all on our own timelines. So it may be kind of an illusion that you're accelerating it, but I just want to say that uh, focusing on it, I guess, is the better word, right? Like focusing on it and taking care of your ascension path. All right, so we're going to talk about that today. Tomorrow in my astrology group, we're going to talk about the planets. We've talked about the houses, we talked about the signs, and now we're going to talk about the planets. So that's the kind of the third main element of the chart. And then there's a lot more to come. So if you're looking to learn astrology, my astrology group is just starting. There's a link below. All right. You are perfectly imperfect. Ain't that the truth? Deliver your greatest gift to the world. Coming soon. Welcome to the ascending age. Yay! All right, that's what's going on here. And synchronicity is a love letter from the universe across time and space. I keep getting this card, and this makes me feel like the universe is trying to communicate with you more. It's almost like an urgency. And I do feel that I pulled a couple of cards here just for my own edification about direction of message today. And I did get a lot of transforming the shadow. So just know that we are transforming in a big way. And some of you may be feeling physically called to go in a different direction or to move physically. Okay. Because we do have this, I'm going to take that down a little bit. We do have the, some of you may have a sense that you're, I don't know, in the wrong place, but you're exactly where you need to be. So there can be a time when you're like, okay, I feel like I don't belong here. I feel like it's time for me to go. Whenever you feel that way, instead of just like launching into it, what you really want to do is say, okay, what's going on here? Why do I feel like maybe I don't belong here? And bring some opportunities, if that's true, like to take me to the next location. A lot of times what will happen if, I've done something called running away. Let's just use the basic term for it. I have done that physically over the course of my life. I've moved 21 times in my adult life. And what did my friend Linda used to call it pulling a geographic, which was basically thinking that over there is going to be better than here. Now, you're in your location for a reason, but there's also the truth that you do have places to go and people to see in this lifetime. So how do you tell the difference? You ask for signs, you ask for direction, you ask for, hey, I'm feeling like this might not be my space. If there's someplace else that I should be, or that will be more beneficial to my spiritual awakening, or is calling to me, do you feel called to something? Then let's bring it across my path. Okay. It's not just about like, oh, I'm going to throw a dart at a map, even though that can work. This is really about you asking for guidance and then receiving the synchronicities. Okay, so let's make up a little story here. You're in a place and you've just like ended a relationship, or a layoff has happened, or something is going on that you feel like is a big ending. And okay, so does that mean I'm being spit out of where I'm living? Does that mean I need to think about moving on? Just spend a day or two asking the universe, hey, show me my next step. You don't even have to ask about moving or anything. Show me the next step. Show me the next step. So within that 24 hours, 48 hours, you get a call from a friend from California that says, hey, come visit me. You get a couple things coming across your feed that are about California. You hear some Beach Boys music when you're in a store. you come across somebody, you're standing behind them in CVS and they're talking to the checkout person, and that person says, "Oh, really? I'm from California," right? Like that kind of stuff. And you only really see it if you pay attention. So that's one message this morning is if you're feeling like there's some closing up, and a lot of people are right now, there is, I've already heard this morning from a couple of my friends who have ended relationships, and jobs went away, and already today I'm hearing that. So I'm like, okay, so let's see what the next step is. And that's what my intention is this morning. Like for the collective, like what is the next step? What is Pluto's moved into Aquarius? So there are some endings, there are some closing up of things. Underneath is this King of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the conflict here of Five of Wands. So something has been going along. The cards that are underneath, those of you who take my tarot class, you know this. The cards that are underneath are things that are going on, maybe subconsciously, or things that you're not really seeing. And I feel like this reading might be for some of you that have a relationship that is very stable, but to the point of stagnation. And those of you who feel like you just can't make any change or any difference, and you're kind of open to something new, and then along comes some kind of conflict, or along comes some kind of, upending the apple cart, because you're saying like, okay, I feel like I've worked on this for a couple of years, or a couple of months, depending on how long the relationship is. And I just feel like I've come to a standstill. Like there's nothing more for me to say or do. So I'm turning my attention to some kind of new path. All right. So here's the moon. We just had the new moon in Sagittarius, which was a very wonderful time to set intentions for an expansion. Sagittarius time is a lot about overseas travel, or even physically moving overseas. I keep saying this to you about moving because I'm getting this home and grounded, and then I'm getting transformation because it's part of your shadow to be very stable. And you might think of that as like, what are you talking about? Stability is good. And I agree. But I also feel like everything in moderation. If something has become stagnant, that's not stable. That's kind of an instability within the paradigm of stability. It's when things are getting out of balance that they can't move, because that will impede growth. And so everything that we're doing on this planet is about opening ourselves up to growth. And sometimes it takes us longer. Sometimes it requires some kind of passion, which is a lot of the reason why sometimes third parties come across just to eject you out of situations. It's not that you're going toward that person, or that person's the right person or the long-term person or anything. It might be, but a lot of times people are catalysts for us. And when we can't see what the next step is, we ask. Okay? So synchronicities coming in about the next steps here. The moon, the Ace of Cups, new beginnings. Five of Cups, new beginnings come from some other beginning's end. Some of you are afraid of a new beginning. Okay. Some of you have asked for a change in a situation and didn't really think that the universe might say, okay, well, it's ended. Right? Like, I don't like this boss I have, or I don't like this colleague I have, or these projects, I feel stuck at work, whatever. And then boom, end. Okay. Some of you are in a chapter of a relationship that doesn't seem to be moving, and boom, end. Okay. There's a sound effect that goes with the ending. Boom. And it really is like, I feel like it's quite sudden, but note in this card that he doesn't see the Two of Cups behind him. So I want to say, if anything goes on like that for the next 5 to 10 days, okay, within the month of December, if anything goes on like that, like there's a big, like you're saying, okay, I want some change around this, and then there's a big ending, I just want you to turn around and there's Two of Cups. It's like that soon or that quick that you're getting what you're asking for. Two of Swords, Two of Wands, Tower. This is a big change. Four of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, and the Strength card. So like I said to you, I've already gotten a couple of texts this morning about, I know personally, one person who's ending a marriage and one person who just got laid off, like within 48 hours. Okay. And I thought to myself, well, okay, well, so this is now when Pluto leaves Capricorn. Pluto being in Capricorn all that time for 15 years. Sometimes we don't see the actual shifts and upheavals and change of Pluto until we're out of the sign and we're into this new energy, because we've been in the sign. We're in that energy of Capricorn. We're in it. We're in it. We're in it. And so what does Capricorn tell us to do? Capricorn tells us to, one step at a time, got to put in the work, got to put in the effort. It's discipline. It's all of those things. And then Pluto moves into Aquarius and says, big picture. What's the lesson? How do I innovate? How do I change? How do I take what I've learned? And that's why Tower shows up. This is Plutonic energy. And I'm also getting shadow. I'm getting transformation here, which is death, and the bringing to light of some kind of shadow aspect of our lives that made us stuck. Okay. Made us stuck in certain situations. And now's the time to innovate. So the Strength card, the Nine of Wands, it's almost like there's definitely a stripe of people. I feel like I feel like you guys are being given like kind of a little bit of a heads up about this. And we've been talking about this for months. So this isn't actually news. That a lot of people are going to try to cling to old stuff. But Aquarius doesn't go backwards. Capricorn is very traditional, and that's that King of Pentacles over here. But Aquarius is not. Aquarius says, no, you need to innovate. You need to let your freak flag fly. A lot of people are going to be leaning into their gifts now, because the thing that kept them stuck in their life had to go away in order for the focus to be on looking to the universe, delivering my gifts. Like the obstruction is out of the way. Welcome to the ascending age. Okay? Welcome to the ascension. I feel like this is within a couple of weeks, this Tower energy here for the collective. So talk to me about the Tower energy. I want to know about this transformation. Pluto, King of Swords. That's Aquarian energy. The World, Six of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. So within a couple of weeks, I feel like there's going to be a lot of people who are very confused about this ascension timeline, because we're like, okay, things that are stuck, people are saying, well, that was stability. It's not. It wasn't stability. It had nothing to do with stability. And then a little bit of chaos here within a couple of weeks. Full moon in Gemini, right? New moon in Sagittarius. Yes, full moon in Gemini on the 15th of December, the same day that Mars, Mars is going retrograde on December 6th. The full moon in Gemini is happening at the same time that Mercury goes direct. So Mars is going into retrograde on December 6th in Leo. Here it is. And it's going to be like reassessing, right? Mars is about taking action externally, and Leo is about creatively empowered, creative empowerment or something like that. It's about like almost like looking inward and like, what else do I have? And this is what I did when I started my channel, is the external world, and this happened in 2008, happened again in 2016, 2017 to me. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't leaning into my gifts. I was looking back to the past saying, what skill sets do I have? How can I go back to something that was stable? And that's not really what this is about. This is about, hey, you've collected all of these skill sets. You've understood about these relationship habits or whatever. It's time to create something new. Okay? It's time to create something new. The Two of Swords, I feel like there's a block because of this Two of Swords and this Four of Pentacles. Some of the collective are very, and this might be some of the collective, well, I'll finish what I was going to say. Some of the collective are being asked to help others who are going to be struggling. And I've seen that message for months about, hey, it's time to lean in, which is, okay, shameless self-promotion, which is why we're starting our spiritual business class next week. Time to lean in to your gifts, time to lean in to sharing them with the world. The Four of Pentacles and the Two of Swords, some of the souls on this planet are holding on to something not for them in the future. It doesn't mean, like, what I learned is how to apply everything that I have learned in my life, but with a different focus, more leaning into those spiritual gifts and delivering them. And that's how this channel started. It's exactly how this channel started. So I feel like this is a good tower. I feel like this is a tower of clarity. You're going to suddenly see it. Like, it's taking away things that were in your mind maybe stable, but in actuality, they were a block. They were a block. Block to the next level. And so we're going to have a lot of confusion from a lot of people. And if if you're watching me, you are definitely spiritually ascending. You're definitely on the path. You're definitely been working. You've probably had some of these issues go on. I hear the questions all the time. We talk about in Pathfinders all the time. Like, this has happened, and like, what's my next step? I do think that's a really good thing to ask the universe right now, because I do see this tower coming. Okay. And the Seven of Cups says there's going to be a fair amount of people who are going to be confused by this. Like, all of a sudden, like, wait a second, I thought things were supposed to get better now. Okay. And I hear myself talking about, yay, we're away from Pluto and Capricorn. Yay, we're moving over into Pluto and Aquarius and all of that. And that is about clarity. But there's something about that clarity that says, okay, that can't stay, because that was just something you pasted together or propped up, or something that was really holding you back from your future self. The law of unintended consequences here. So this Nine of Wands, the tendency, and I did it too, is to look back. How can I hold on? But that's not really the goal. The goal is to step into your power. That's what's being asked of you right now. The transformation is about stepping into power. Anything else about that? Three of Cups, community, going to be very important. Two of Cups. There's the Two of Cups behind that guy, Archangel Michael. This is the bearer. This is going to happen in Sagittarius time. Queen of Swords. Sagittarius is bringing in the clarity through community, through relationship. Okay. Six of Swords. Look at this. So this jumped out. Six of Swords and Fool. So this is being delayed. A lot of times when reversals show up, it is about being delayed, because you do need to see the clear path. You can't be so bogged down in your day-to-day life about what's happening. It's Aquarius, big picture. Pull back from what's happening physically and look at how it's spiritually impacting you, or look at the 5D you want to be 5D? This is 5D, right? Like, you can't pay attention so much to what's happening on Earth or in a 3D life. Every time things happen, you need to see the bigger picture. Aquarius. You need to see the spiritual purpose of things. Aquarius. You need to see that relationships come and go, that career paths come and go. All right. You need to see all of these things, that everything is about transformation, and recognizing that it is time. There is a movement afoot for you to move on to a new experience or to a new level of your consciousness. But right now it's being blocked because there's so much looking back to the past and trying to hold on to a situation, a marriage, a job, whatever it is. This is really about Pluto in Aquarius now. We can't be in this Capricorn energy anymore. And it's going to require some courage here. So let's keep going. This is the morning message for December 4th, 2024. Link is below if you want to continue on with me. I'm going to look at what you don't see coming. We're going to go dive deeper into that and how you might be able to move from this situation, which is going to be very sudden, into something that's much more powerful. Okay? Link is below if you want to continue on. I'll see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.